Well, a very warm welcome to our latest New Zealand import, goalkeeper James Dunn. Welcome to Woking.
Well, thanks for the welcome. I really appreciate it. It's been a long time coming, but I'm ready to go and I'm ready to play for the team. And yeah, it's been brilliant so far.
And let's find out a little bit about you. You're born and brought up in Auckland, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, my old man's from Bristol, so the English connection was naturally there, and I naturally started playing from a young age in New Zealand, and the grassroots game in New Zealand is really good. And as soon as I started getting older, I started to enjoy it more. And yeah.
Have you always been a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, from the age of about 10, I became a goalkeeper, and I don't know why, but I was quite good at it. And then as I got older, I think I wised up to the fact that I could do something with this. So
it seems to me that most goalkeepers end up there by accident, having been desperate to be a 40-goal-a-season striker. They somehow end up in goal and discover that they're good.
Yeah, I know. I should.
But you weren't like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was like that. But yeah, sometimes I think to myself, what was my old man thinking now? Put me in those gloves.
But you got to the ripe old age of about 17 before the first time you came over to England to try and make something of football.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Nothing's really happened for me straightforward. I had a really bad shoulder reconstruction when I was 17, and I came to the UK and dislocated it for the third time. And stark reality, set in, and I had to get a reconstruction. I took 18 months out of the game to rehabilitate it correctly, because I want to have a shoulder when I'm, in my old ages, and I want to play the game. So I took it really seriously, and I still do. But that's taught me a lot of life lessons, and it taught me a lot of things to do with the game. And that's why when opportunities arrive, you jump at them and you respect them that little bit more, and it makes you work harder. So
did the reconstruction take place in this country or back in New Zealand?
Yeah, no, it was back in New Zealand. I was lucky. I had a really good support network. My family were brilliant. My physio was brilliant. The surgeon was next level. It couldn't have gone better, really. So I'm really ready to show them here.
And as you say, you've done the rehab fully and properly, and you're 101% fit to go.
It's absolutely next level. Yeah, it's perfect.
Good. So at some point in the not too distant past, then you obviously decided to come back to England and have another go.
Yeah, that's right. I think I got so close the last time I was here, and with the help of a few mentors, in particular Miroslav Nikolic, Paul Harkness, who's obviously a local of this club. I've come back and I've given it another go, and I deserve every bit that I get.
And you've been the last few weeks training with West Ham, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. How
did that connection come about?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to train with West Ham, and that opportunity came about through a friendly match I played in. I played against Barnett's first team, and the opportunity arose for me to join in at training at West Ham, and things went really well. And obviously, through recommendations, I've ended up here. But the experience at West Ham is just next level. It's very fast. It's funny playing with seeing people train and next to you that you watched on TV. As a kid. I think it was an eye opener for me, and it made me just make my game that little bit better. So I can only thank them as well for the opportunity. And
there's a little bit of a story about how that involvement translated into you being sitting here today.
Yeah, it's funny. I was in the back of a car of another club. The secretary had picked me up to sign forms at another club. And Dallas gave me a phone call and said, "Look, what's your situation?" And I didn't sound too keen, obviously, to him. And I quickly rang him back and explained my situation and said, "Look, you'd never turn down an opportunity at a great football club like this." So,
but you weren't able to sound more positive on the phone because you were in the other team's car.
Yeah, that's right.
At the time.
Yeah, that's right. With all due respect to them, they're a great football club, but this is something I couldn't turn down.
And how did Dallas learn about you?
Through a connection of mine, for a mutual friend, Paul Harkness, who's a bit of a local footballer, and he's done a lot in the game, and he's done a lot to help me, and I can't thank him.
And he's another New Zealander, isn't he?
Well, no, he's English, but
I beg your pardon.
He immigrated to New Zealand, and that's how I got to know him, for another mutual friend, and he coached out in New Zealand with me, and yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so he's still over in New Zealand now?
No, he's back here.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting very confused.
That's right. No, he's back here. He introduced me to Doust when I first arrived.
Right.
And yeah, so he immigrated back just before me, just before I came over.
And you went to training last night?
Correct, yeah.
And was that the first time you'd met all the other boys?
Yeah, it's the second time I trained when I first got here. When I first arrived, I've trained once, but yeah, it was the first time I'd seen the boys properly, you know, as a player. And I think that the what do you call it? The
team spirit?
Team spirit was just top drawer. It was next level. You know, the camp is obviously a very happy one, and you can see why.
That's lovely to get the affirmation of that from someone who's come in from the outside, so to speak, because we firmly, genuinely believe that. Yeah. But it's nice to hear that you've discovered that as well. Do you have any, what's your ambitions in terms of playing levels and representation?
Yeah, well,
representative levels, perhaps.
Yeah, I'd love to represent my country one day. I'd love to be involved in the Olympic setup if the opportunity came up. But you know, right now I'm focused on doing my best for Woking Football Club. But if the opportunity come up, I'd jump at it.
And excuse me, you're only 20 years old, and goalkeepers probably in their prime when they're about 30. So you've got a long time to hone your skills and develop your career. Yeah,
that's right. I think with that as well, I think, you know, the setbacks I've had in my career, and you know, this sort of opportunity has really made me realise that, you know, I've earned this, and you know, I deserve it. So yeah.
Right. And finally, because you were born and brought up in New Zealand, you're obviously a Man United fan.
Yeah, I don't know where you found out that, but no longer. I don't think. Obviously, I'm now a Woking fan.
Well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But you are allowed to support another team as well.
Yeah, of course. No, I don't know. Yeah,
no, it's just that you may or may not be aware. It's a long-standing joke in this country that all Man United fans live miles and miles and miles. And most of them come from Surrey, allegedly. And then you're actually from the other side of the world, but you're still a Man United
Obviously,
fan.
when you grow up on the TV in New Zealand, when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of teams on the telly, Premier League teams. So obviously, you naturally fall into the bracket of the top four. So I obviously, you know, wore Man United kits to school, and you know, that's how I got them to fall in love with the game, along with playing at grassroots. So yeah, obviously, you support these. You know, yeah, that's good.
Excellent. Right, well, once again, welcome to Woking. It's nice to meet you, and we wish you all the very best in your time with us.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.